I've got a bit of a blast from the past for you today, as a lawsuit that was brought 9 years ago over game discs scratched by the Xbox 360 will actually be reaching the on high of the Supreme Court. Now, the justices decided on Friday to hear an appeal from Microsoft over whether or not they should face a class action lawsuit over the matter. Now, basically, the plaintiffs are saying that a design defect in the 360 console led to damage on their game discs. Now, as you may know, if you've been keeping it up to date on this particular case, this has gone through several rounds of appeals without ever reaching trial. And Microsoft, of course, have been arguing that the case shouldn't be given class action status because individual claims have been dismissed already. And back in 2012, a federal judge also ruled that there were not enough complaints to merit a class action suit. However, that decision was then overturned by a federal appeals court last year. So it's been a long and turgid journey for this particular lawsuit. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the plaintiffs are saying that the 360's optical disk drive is so sensitive that it spins discs out of control and into other parts of the console, scratching the discs and of course making them unplayable. Testimony taken in the case alleges that Microsoft was aware of the potential for the console to scratch and damage discs if the console was repositioned by users. And a program manager said that Microsoft had considered and rejected 3 solutions, among them slowing the drive speed and adding parts that would have added 50 cents to the manufacturing cost of each console. Now, just to put this in a bit of perspective, the case alleged that Microsoft received 55,000 complaints about the disc scratching by 2008, and of course you may remember that the 360 went on sale back in the dark times of 2005, and to this date has sold more than 84 million units. Now, naturally, Microsoft are denying this and saying that any disc scratching, if it occurs, is due to misuse of the console and not a design flaw. Now, obviously, the Xbox 360 did have its problems. I myself went through, 3 Xboxes in the time that I've had it, and my last one is still going, it's still kicking around somewhere. But, of course, there was the infamous Red Ring of Death and a few other things that were eventually ironed out, but there were problems with the Xbox 360. I myself did not experience the disc scratching that they're talking about in the case, so I can't comment. But if it's true that 55,000 people had that experience, well, it sounds like a lot of people, and it is, but when you consider that 84 million Xbox 360s were sold, I'm not quite sure how this court case is going to go, but we'll see. It's going to be interesting, and without knowing all the ins and outs, I can't comment. Obviously, I don't know US law very well, so I'm not going to comment on that, but it's going to be interesting to see how exactly this progresses forward and whether or not it will actually end up with Microsoft paying out for these damaged games. Do let me know your thoughts as always, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you next time.